wasn't until she saw the man killed by the sorcerer while trying to save her that she finally broke down, realizing the heartbreaking truth. The only reason he'd always refused her confession was because she was his destined romantic tribulation. As it turns out, not long ago, the girl had successfully exposed her uncle's ruthless plot to steal her company's core technology. Consumed by rage and humiliation, her uncle did the unthinkable. He hired a dark sorcerer to take her life. The sorcerer cast a lethal spell, causing the massive chandelier above her head to come crashing down. But to everyone's shock, at that exact moment, a bracelet on her wrist flashed with a blinding light, bouncing the chandelier away. It was then she realized that the fox fairy wasn't as cold and indifferent as she'd once believed. In reality, he had given her his very own foxtail to act as a life-saving shield. But the sorcerer saw everything, and he quickly detected that the fox fairy's powerful magic artifact was hidden right inside the girl's body. He immediately tried to seize it by force, only to find that the fox fairy and his assistant had already rushed to the scene. Without a second's hesitation, they swept her away from the danger. To ensure the girl's safety, the man even ordered his assistant to cast a spell to erase the memories of everyone who had witnessed the event. However, the sorcerer's memory remained untouched, and he headed straight back to the girl's uncle. He told the uncle to lure her out with a lie, intending to finally claim the magic artifact for himself. Even though the girl suspected it was a trap, she showed up as promised, determined to find proof that her uncle had murdered her parents. Sure enough, the uncle put on an act, inviting her over under the guise of an apology. In reality, he was trying to trick her into drinking water that had been cursed by the sorcerer. Sensing that something was wrong, the girl immediately called out his sinister plot. Blinded by rage, her uncle tried to use brute force to make her drink the cursed water. Convinced she was going to die, the girl looked him in the eye and asked one final question. Could he tell her the truth about how her parents died before she took her last breath? Believing he was in full control, the uncle triumphantly admitted that the car accident that claimed her parents' lives all those years ago was indeed his doing. The moment he said it, the girl suddenly clapped her hands. In the next second, a lawyer stepped into the room, followed by several police officers. She immediately handed over the hidden audio recording she had just made to the police. Only then did her uncle realize he had walked straight into her trap. Left with no choice, he was forced to watch as the police led him away to await his trial. The girl finally let out a long, relieved breath. She felt that she had finally achieved justice for her parents. But little did she know, the real danger, the sorcerer, was still lurking. Furious that the uncle's plan had failed, the sorcerer decided to finish the job himself. Fortunately, at the critical moment, the man appeared once again. He fought off the sorcerer and managed to drive him away, but the shock was too much, and the girl collapsed, losing consciousness. In her sleep, her soul drifted back to the cliff where her uncle had once pushed her. It was there she discovered the shocking truth. She had died and been revived 3 times, all because the man was trying to break his destined romantic tribulation. Because 10 years ago, she had actually died in that car accident with her parents. The man had been passing by when he saw how her parents used their own bodies to shield her. Moved by compassion, he had extended her lifespan by 10 years. But that one act of mercy turned the girl into his destined romantic tribulation. Even after a decade, he still couldn't bear to watch her die. That is why he had repeatedly cast spells to reverse time and save her life. However, there was a heavy price. Anyone who reverses time loses a portion of their memories, and that was exactly why the man had forgotten who she was. Now, knowing the full heartbreaking truth, the girl woke up instantly. She rushed straight to the man, catching him just as he finished taking a bath. And there, filled with a deep and overwhelming love, she kissed him for the very first time.